So it's day 6. It's day 6. Day 5 was challenging. I don't know why day 5 felt so challenging, but day 5 was challenging. I found myself keep getting on the phone. I felt myself running away from self, and not in the ways that I used to, right? So like it used to be extreme. Now it's like, okay, I can see what's happening. But this has been making me literally go within. Um but day 5 was challenging. I felt very much like I didn't want to sit with myself. I felt very uncomfortable in my own body. I was very hungry, which day 5 has been the hungriest day I've ever felt. All the other days, it was more like thoughts of food, but it wasn't like an urge to actually eat the foods. But day 5, it felt like, yeah, I needed to eat the foods. And I was actually even having cravings of eating the things that, like, literally I don't have no desire to eat anymore. So it's just a weird day. It was a weird day with feelings of feeling like I was getting all these downloads, and they felt like they were really not even felt, they were really positive and in the right direction. But I also like was feeling such doom and gloom, and I felt death lingering, which I eventually sat and processed it. And there is a spiritual and physical death that is about to happen, or is occurring. So and the physical death wasn't my own personal physical death. It was definitely a death that will affect me, and I feel like spiritually I am already going through that processing. And so I don't know who, what, when, or where. I've had this ability since I was a kid. I always ran from it because it was scary, because of how death was taught to me. So when I feel this feeling, this is nothing new to me. I've felt this feeling a lot of times, and it ends up happening. So I did a little writing on Threads about death, and so that I got to heal certain aspects of that. I've been healing aspects of how I seen death. Literally, these last 2 years has been really hyper focused on that. But since I was a kid, I wasn't never really afraid of death. Like, but I also wasn't taught about death. I felt like appropriately to my best benefit, and so just was dealing with that. So I had doom and gloom in that aspect, but then realizing that, death is a necessary part of life, and it is not meant to break us. It is meant to restore us. It is a rebirth and a regeneration. When our loved ones are traveling, elsewhere, transitioning elsewhere, we you can inherit a deficit if you choose so, or you can choose to inherit wealth. And so with me, I'm gonna try to turn every single thing that is going on in my life, around my life, into a positive. Literally, the choice is yours. And so you have to be able to feel your feelings and feel the pain, feel the loss, grieve. But you also have to realize that those who transition before you are going to help guide you to where you need to be. You are going to experience a change because you have technically and physically lost a part of you. How That's physically, technically and physically, you have lost a part of you, but however, spiritually, you have lost nothing. Those spirits are still there to help you when you need it, and guide you when you need it, and literally initiate you into something far greater if you so choose so. But if you choose to allow that to be to your detriment, then that's how it will be. So literally I was experiencing that. This is all day 5. I will say that even though I had this urge to not sit with myself, that I was aware that that's what I was doing, running away from, my feelings. To be me, my feelings are very intense, and they become more intense the more I ignore them. The more that I do not pay them the attention that they need, the more out of whack they become. So one of the things that I am literally aware of is just sit with myself, stop running. And it's a process. Like, baby, I was running all day long, shit, whether I was physically running or mentally or spiritually running, like, and it's like now, it's just like sit with that, feel it, address it, and give it up, give it to God. So I was dealing with that, but like I said, I also had good news, and that's that give and that take. So had good news. Oh my gosh, my writing. I've been writing like crazy. So, and I love when that happens. Like when I'm just like, look, writing, I love writing. As you can see, I don't really care about the editing, but I love writing. I just love it. And so that brought me some peace, because that also allows me to sit with myself and process my thoughts and my feelings. Writing is one of my saving graces, because literally, once again, when I don't want to sit and process it with thoughts internally, writing allows me to express it outwardly. And so even if I don't have it in me to talk to spirit, like completely, like just sitting and focusing those thoughts within, writing is an alternative that keeps me focused to get those feelings out without bias, without judgment. This is just an accurate assessment of where I'm at and how I'm feeling. So I love that. Art in its various forms, period, because writing is an art form. I just feel like does that for me. So during this fast of like just a whole bunch of realizations, like I remember one time, like when I was doing my first part of my development portrait, and my brother saw it and he was like, "Oh, that look good. That's like an artist." And what I said to him right away was like, "I am an artist." I feel like for too long, us as individuals have been tricked into thinking that we have to become the greatest, like right then and there, in order to do the things that we're being called to do. And it's like, sometimes you just got to do it, and you already are. Worry about the flaws as they come up and as they surface, but the fear that stops you from actually doing it, literally, is stopping you from living out being you and living out your dreams. Like, a lot of times we don't realize, like, our best version of ourselves is just a decision away. And so just be it, just do it. You already are it. You just got to do it. And it doesn't matter where you start at. What matters is that you start. And so all these titles and all these labels, I really could care less about. I know I'm the best in my own self. It's not out of comparison. Does that mean that comparison, don't come up for me anymore? No, like, comparison does still come up for me, and I'm working on that. I just call shit out where I see it, and pray to God, and have faith that God, healing it. And if it keeps resurfacing, we deal with that piece and that part as it go. And I notice day by day different things no longer hold the same weight that was a detriment to me. And so my thing is just to keep going. This has truly been a liberating experience. I did this. I felt called to do it. It felt like it was going to be a spiritual reset and a physical body reset. And so, which would be a reset is a whole mind, body, soul, spirit, consciousness type thing reset. And it's so many other things in itself. It is a closing of a gap that separated me from God / myself. And I'm grateful for this opportunity to do this. There are some things that if you do want to do this that you can expect. You don't just lose water weight. You lose water weight, plus you start to burn fat. That is a fact from my experience. I don't know what your experience will be, but I do know from my experience it has been a loss of water weight and fat. I have not checked my weight yet, but yesterday at day 5 I had lost 10 pounds since I started this. 10 pounds of water weight I don't think existed in me because most days I spent myself trying to just fucking hydrate. But I also say that because if you get a measuring tape, so a lot of people are hell-bent on scales, but if you get a measuring tape, you actually can measure your inches that fall off. So also keep that in mind. So that's how I know it is not just some water weight. Then I would say this. So when it comes to your digestive tract is kind of shutting down. So you may have moments where you don't have to, have a bowel movement. However, from my experience, when I did have a bowel movement, it was diarrhea. So expect diarrhea. That is going to be something normal. I would say if I will be implementing this into my lifestyle. I haven't decided whether I'll do this once or twice a year, but I definitely know I'll do it at least once a year. And I will be implementing this and other detoxes into my daily lifestyle. So one of the things that literally I would like to do if I do this again is to flush my gut, to kind of before I start to actually wean myself in by doing solid foods but in liquid form. So maybe juices or smoothies, and having it be fiber filled so that I can clean my colon out before I start. Because I ate before this and I really don't feel like my body detoxed what I ate through my bowel system like it should have. And so I would like to start with a cleaner gut. But that's the purpose of this anyway, is to reset so I can have a cleaner gut and a cleaner body, period. So I don't feel like I did anything wrong. It's just that you can always find things that you can do better. So today I have not went out for a walk, but I did forget some things on my grocery list. So unfortunately, I do have to go back out today, and I don't feel like it because it's literally 2 things, but they're vital. Well, one is vital to fixing a food that Charlotte wanted me to fix, and one is vital to fixing something she wanted to fix. So I do gotta venture out into the wilderness and go get it. I don't feel like it take fucking 20 to 40 minutes just to get somewhere. And I gotta figure out, is which place is closer? Oh, I gotta do that tomorrow. That's something I gotta put that on my list. Shit, I keep pushing that off. I don't need to push that off no longer. All right, so, but yeah, this is day 6. God got me. I am so freaking thankful. Like I said, it is like closing a gap to wholeness, in which I view as God. Being so deeply connected to that ultimate source of life and all things, inorganic, organic, all of it, even the fucking parasitic. They're just so far removed from God, that's all. But God still created all. So literally, you know, I was removed from God. Even though I was connected to God, I was still far removed from myself. So literally, I thank God for this experience of bringing me closer and closer and closer and closer. And I pray that I always, you know, continue to get closer until I completely return back to source. So yeah, day 6. What time is it? We're at 11 o'clock. I think I'm gonna go ahead and see if Charlotte ready to get up and go out, because I'm sending you in the store. I don't feel like doing this. Huh? You said tomorrow. I don't know. I think I want to spend my 7th day in rest. Yeah, I think I want to spend the 7th day in rest and reflection. But yeah, and I'm also taking a social media detox of social media, where I doom scroll and just turn to social media so that I don't have to sit myself even posting or feeling like, you know, I need to post, or, you know, I gotta get this thing out. Just taking a break from that. And I'm about to deepen that break. I think what I'm gonna do is on the 15th, I have 3 years of celibacy. And I don't know whether to call it celibacy or abstinence, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I have restrained from having physical sex with a physical fucking being. Literally. And I am fucking proud of myself, because I love sex. And I was loving it in the wrong ways. And so, like, literally, sex has returned to being sacred to me. And so I am not, and do not, and will not be having sex until God, you know, sends me the man that is literally designed and meant for me, who has been prepared for me, and I have been prepared for them. And I won't be having sex until marriage. So literally, and if that means that I won't be having sex at all, because that doesn't manifest for me, then I just won't be having sex at all, because this has been the most peaceful experience. And I was able to realize that sex was literally being utilized not to my best. It was kind of being utilized to my detriment. It was very draining. It was very much used as a dopamine rush, and that always led me to, you know, wanting more. And also, if you do find someone who knows what they're doing, which I was able to, like, literally, that leads you to how can I put that? That leads you to making poor decision based off feelings. So pleasure is like a drug. It's like a drug, and you know, you be wanting more and more. However, I will say that, like, sex didn't have a control over me. Like, it was detrimental for me. How about that? It was detrimental for me, but, like, when I see outwardly, like, other things, but that's that comparison. So I would just keep it to me. For me, this is how I can explain it. So sex never was this thing where like if I was in a relationship, I'm in a relationship, and it never like was on some stuff like I gotta go outside the relationship to get it, even if my needs are not getting met in the relationship. Like I'll do it myself. So like it's just like it's not something that like literally had me just out there wandering all the time. But I've had moments in life where I've made poor decisions in sex, and also just thinking that like in order to be accepted and wanted, I had to use sex. In order to be valued, I had to have good sex. And so like literally just a lot has been changing and shifting for me, like my ideas with sex. Just sex is sacred, sex is healing, sex is creating, is procreation. Honestly, like before you even have physical sex. So sexual energy exists before you actually have physical sex. Sex can literally be a powerful resource for you, for your betterment, but it also can be for your detriment. Like whatever is good can serve a purpose for bad, and whatever is bad can serve a purpose for good. So just restoring the wholeness of sex, just restoring the wholeness and sacredness of a lot of things within myself. So that I do think that I am going to post on the 15th, because the 15th of July will make 3 years to that date. I'm proud of myself. I have quit so many things that was detrimental to myself, and I'm just gonna keep going forward. I do see growth, and it's amazing. It's a miracle to see it. Definitely when you've grown up and you realize there's so many times you could have been dead physically, and so like to see physically that you are now in a state of being that is for your betterment. You're not just fighting to live, but you are literally just relinquishing control to live. And when I say relinquishing control, like just not holding on to the things that you once thought you needed, or even trying to control other things outside of yourself. Like, so it's kind of like a peaceful place to just realize that being yourself is all that you need to do. Embodying yourself. And if you are lost, it feels like, what the fuck does that mean, right? I felt that way all my life. Like, what does it mean to be myself? Because every time I try to be myself, somebody tries to stop me from being myself. And you just have to be yourself regardless of how the fuck it looks, whether it's wrong or right. You will know what you want to keep and what got to go. You will know what needs to be healed and what needs to be just kind of like nurtured and cultivated. So you will know in the act of being yourself. Once again, whether good or bad, I did it publicly, so that you can have an example. Your life will not fit the mold of mine. However, it's an example. And so literally, be yourself, do you, and you will figure out who you are day by day. Just show up every fucking day by day. Even the days that you don't feel like showing up, just show up for you. The same way you show up for that fucked up ass job that you clock into, show up for you every fucking day. Show up being a piece of you every fucking day, and I guarantee you will find yourself again. And does that mean that finding yourself is an exact permanency? No. You should be ever evolving. You should be always rediscovering something new. Something new, and I say rediscover with purpose. I say that with purpose. And so like literally you should be rediscovering, and I say new with purpose. something new to you and your consciousness currently. Like, so you should be rediscovering all the time. All the time. Like, you should always be rediscovering something new. And I don't mean that with the intention of you're always consciously aware of that. I mean that with being who you are, literally, consciously and unconsciously, guides you to rediscovering so many different aspects and parts of you. So try the said things that you have been in fear of trying. Do the said things. Be the said things. And literally, you will see life open up for you in so many ways. Now, in my scenario, my environment still looks the same, right? You still see the same little stuff on the wall when I made these videos and I was in distress, and I literally was lost and I was trying to figure myself out, and I was being guided this way and that way, and some ways didn't match with the other ways, and it was just chaos and confusion. And now I actually sound of mind, but not just sound of mind. Like, I'm actually literally it's energetically, like, you can't fake energy, and like energetically, like, things have shifted for me. And sometimes we get too caught up on the background that we don't focus on ourselves. And so I'm not concerned with this motherfucking background. This background is nothing. Like, we're in a matrix. Like, this background, it is an environment that I'm currently in, but this background does not get to literally define, shape, or mold who the fuck I'm truly gonna be. It can assist for my betterment or my detriment, no matter the circumstances. Because I could have been given a background or a nice environment, which is all the same thing to me, a background or a nice environment that was literally healthy. But if I'm not healthy in the healthy environment, I'm still not going to be healthy. And so, like, it all just depends on, surely a healthy environment can help you be healthier. It will influence you to be healthier and all that stuff. But I trust God, and that God knows what God was doing. And I think that the lessons of being that I needed to have here, I couldn't have gotten that healing and understanding and growth nowhere else, in no other scenario, for my best benefit at that speed. Yes, the possibilities are endless and limitless, but I think this one was for my best benefit. And I don't even think I trust that all things are happening for a reason, and there are multiple reasons why. So, and you'll begin to see why when it's time. But saying all that, yeah, your background can shape, can define you, can mold you, but you can also get to a point in life where you are so solid in yourself, it don't fucking matter. It don't matter. And that was one of the things I always was scared of. Like, when I get in certain environments, I lose myself. And so going forward, I know that God got me, and that literally I'm still dealing with these thoughts. So but literally, and I'm actually gonna go in and talk to God about that. Like, literally, no matter what environment I'm in, whether it's good, bad, and different, that I always remain, that I always be myself. So no matter what, no matter who, no matter the influence, no matter the flow, I always be myself, even if that mean I gotta resist. So that's where I'm at. It's day freaking 6. Day 6, I don't feel like day 5. Day 5, I felt like, oh my gosh, it was so much. It was so much. That was a day. And I thank God for it. So It's day 6, and I got day 7 tomorrow. And I will be breaking fast on the 15th because I am going to fully follow out day 7. 7 is a divine, a number that represents divinity. Literally all numbers are sacred in their own right, but 7 is actually a representation in some cultures of God, complete wholeness. If you see in some of the creation stories on the 7th day, da 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 da. So yes, 7 days, 7, is a powerful number. All numbers are in their own right, and they all cycle back to wholeness. Whether you look at 0 as a whole or you look at 1 as the beginning, they all cycle back to wholeness. So they're just the in between of the extremes. So literally, that's something that's been coming back online for me too. My math, my numbers. Cause when I woke up, I was like, where the fuck my math go? Like, I never always understood all the math I was doing. But I always could do it. I always could do the math. And it was just one day I woke up and it was just what the fuck happened? What the fuck? Who stole my math? But shit, even if someone did steal it, all that is stolen from you will be returned. You just gotta trust that it'll be restored. You gotta trust and know that shit. So anything you feel like you lost, it will be replaced, but better. So trust the process. I'm still trusting the process. I know that the process is the process, and each day is now. I couldn't even be in the now like I needed to when I first woke up. I was just everywhere, and I'm in the now. I'm here to stay until it's time to go. I'm here. I'm here. And I'm still, everywhere else, but it's balance. It's balance, it's balance. I'm here. Got shit to do. That's another thing too. So I think I'm gonna end with this. And I probably will touch on this again in other ways, but as a manifested feminine energy that literally understands her wholeness of I am not just feminine, I am masculine too, and I am all things in between that as well. So literally being in this restoration of reclaiming my femininity, and it's growing up being masculine felt like the way to be, because it was what society honored. And yes, society should honor masculinity, but things are out of sort and out of whack. And so when I was being myself, I never saw value in that. I never saw value in energy work. I was taught I was making shit up. I never saw value in internal stuff, because we were always taught about show. It was about the show. It was about the action. It was about production. It was about, and I say this on so many levels. I'm not just speaking theater. I'm not just speaking plays. I'm not just speaking entertainment. I am also speaking yielding results. It was always about yielding results. It was always about the materialization. When I say production, it was always about the moves. It was always about the what you could see. And for far too long, the feminine energy has went unnoticed, overworked, because without that feminine energy, that behind the scenes of what you can't see in this physical realm, but what you can see with this eye, what you can see with your mind's eye, literally so much work goes in for what you see materializes. Like, so much work goes into that. So much work goes into what you actually get to see materialize. And so I never valued the behind the scenes, the praying, the thoughts, the ideas, the dreaming, the believing, the knowing, the trusting, the loving. Like, literally, I did value love, don't get me wrong, but I didn't even understand. I couldn't even grasp the concepts of love at first, because everything was so distorted when I grew up. My background was so distorted, like I didn't really know what the fuck was what, and that was for a great purpose. But now that I know what I know, I'm not saying I know it all, but what I know for my life, I am loving the feminine energy. I am loving how that works. I am loving when I tell your ass God sees all, and I say it like that. You best believe that God's seeing what the fuck you did to me. And I don't have to respond in my masculine energy. All I have to do is let God line that shit up for me. Or shall I say, line it up for you, if you are one of those ones who choose to cross me and I am innocent. So I love feminine energy, and how I get to orchestrate and work within the cosmos and inner and outer space to line shit up for this space, for this third dimension. So I was struggling seeing value in being myself, because a part of myself was demonized. A part of myself was deemed crazy, or make pretend, or make believe. And it's like, yeah, it is. And that's not an offense. Cause literally, baby, if you ain't dreaming, then I don't really know what you're doing over here. I don't really know what you're doing. If you ain't bringing the vision, to reality, then what are you doing? What are you doing besides bringing somebody else's dream to reality? If you ain't bringing your own dreams, then you working to bring somebody else's dream to reality. And we should be doing both. It is not just one over the other. We should be having a balance of both. We should be a part of bringing our dreams to reality, which in turn is helping bring the whole dream to reality. So, like, literally, I used to think that if I won't clocking in to a 9 to 5, if I won't motherfucking working myself like a motherfucking mule or a slave, and I don't say that with disrespect to my motherfucking ancestors. I say that with the utmost respect, because literally, shit, I am them, and I'm one of them ones. Like, I be in beast mode when I want to. Like, I be in beast mode, but I felt like if I wasn't in that masculine energy, that I did not have value. I felt like if I wasn't clocking in working for master, I did not have value. And the same way that I went to college and got degrees, and put in that time and energy to study, is the same way I'm putting time and energy into my craft now of being a creator and healing, like being a healer, a creator, all that stuff. Like, all the things that I am doing energetically, all the things that I am doing also in a masculine sense, I am creating, but I am still doing it in my feminine energy. So, like, literally, and sometimes I can bounce back and forth. Like, that's my gift, and I'm going to utilize it all to my benefit. But now that I'm doing this in a feminine way, like, I don't clock in that traditional sense. but I am putting in the time and the hours, and I am doing the work, which 2 years ago it was like, you ain't doing shit. And it was like, now I'm looking back at, look at all this shit you created while you were fucking suffering. I mean, you were going through a tremendous amount of pain. You were being beat down. You were being torn apart while some were uplifting you, but it was from a distance. Like, you were being fucking ripped to shreds. And it was like, even though the people that was ripping you to shreds didn't realize they were helping you, and you didn't realize they were helping you, they were doing it out of malice, but in turn, you know, that shit catapulted you. Like, your brain won't right. Like, literally everything won't right. But look with what you did in that small amount of time, under that pressure, that stress, that state of mind and mentality. I was at war with my fucking self. I was at war with everything. Like, I was just at war. Like, and sometimes I was fighting shit that I didn't need to fight. And I was tired. I was broken down and tired. And look at what I was able to do. That was work. And I think that people need to hear this and understand that that is work. That is work. You being yourself is work. And whatever you produce from you being you, that is actual work. That is inertia. You are taking something that is still in within you, and you are bringing it forward. You're exerting energy to bring it forward into this physical realm. Utilizing all the fucking plethora of tools. There is no excuse in this day and age. There are so many fucking tools that you can use. You do not have to have the greatest equipment. You do not have to have every fucking thing to start. You don't have to have the things that you see the most popular people have, that society has deemed the greatest in their craft. Like, you don't have to have that. I'm literally an example of less is more. Like, you can literally be yourself and be your greatest. Those who are competing with others to be great have lost their plot. I have lost my plot so many times in life, and it's okay. It's okay that you swapped your destiny. It's okay that you didn't believe in yourself. It's okay. Like, but now that you're here, like, now that you're here, now that you can see, now that you know what you know, like, it's go time. Because everything that you're doing is planting a seed. Everything that you're doing is literally work. And work doesn't have to be you always. Surely that is a form of work, but work doesn't always have to be you performing for others. That's what a lot of our jobs is in these systems, is a performance for others. To be ourselves, we're literally stopped from being ourselves in the workplace, and it's guised under professionalism. Professionalism literally is conformity of, like, everybody's gonna work in a uniformed way. And it takes the humanity out of workspaces. It takes the personality out of workspaces. It takes what you bring as a unique individual out of the workspaces. And so when you finally do get to be yourself, it's hard to realize that softness that you are now allowed, that softness to just be you. Because you don't have to fear death no more. You don't have to fear all these things no more, because you trust and know that you are covered by God. And even if death comes to meet you today, you know that you are safe. You know that you are safe. So that softness that awakens once you tap into your feminine energy will be strange. It'll be foreign to you. It'll have you feeling like you're not doing enough. And I'm just here to tell you that you are enough. And I am an overachiever, and not just in an unhealthy way. I do realize that I was born with a high production. Like, I was born to be highly productive, and I do have a certain amount of doing that I need to do. And however, paired with my feminine energy, it becomes balanced, and I'm loving that for myself. I'm still learning and growing in those areas of, you know, waxing and waning, and literally, showing out and showing off. And when I say that, I mean that in a healthy way. Um, Not hiding my light behind the bushel, baby. But yeah, so a lot of the things that I did over these last 2 years, I was not viewing that as work. I was viewing that as bare minimum. Like, this ain't nothing. Um, I even viewed it kind of like hobbying. Like, oh, I'm painting. That's like a hobby. It's not actual like work. But you don't know who may be inspired. You don't know who you might have activated from your work, from your creation, from your art. You are art, realizing itself. And so, like, literally, um you just don't never know how being yourself impacts this world. And so it is so important to be yourself, to, you know, embody you, because being you, even when you make it look easy, is literally a strength. And it is something that takes you time to adjust to if you have spent years not being that. And not being yourself is considered being lost. Not even considered, it is being lost. And so I've been finding myself in the most fucking beautiful ways, in the eyes of others. I've been finding myself in myself, which I love the most now, in nature, in my work. I have been finding myself in all things. And so I thank God for the reconnection, the deeper knowing, the deeper understanding, the deeper trust, the deeper love, the deeper belief, all that, like everything. I thank God for everything. I even thank God for the trials and the tribulations, by fire, by water, by all the elements that exist, because it's more than four, you guys. But anyway, got a whole periodic table to tell you some of them, like, because that's not even all of them. That's just what's known to man. And so, like, literally, I thank God for everything. And anytime I get impatient, anytime I worry, anytime all the things that come up that can be to my detriment comes up, I am dedicated to sitting with it. And now that I know what I know, I am applying it, because I knew things prior to this, but I just didn't know how to apply it. I did not know how to work it. And so now I get to work it. And I'm really enjoying feminine energy of just being, and being safe in being. I think that is the only way that feminine energy can work, without being distorted, without, you know, it being dangerous. Because feminine energy is like, that's the dark energy that society has demonized. Feminine energy is dark energy, and that's just that. Like, but it has been perverted and distorted and neglected and shunned. It's been demonized. So we literally have to restore how we view darkness and how we do view feminine energy. And evil isn't just darkness. Evil will hide behind darkness. But evil literally is being far removed from to me, how I view evil now that I've been through what I've been through so far is that, like, literally evil, and what people like deem the devil, bad spirits, all that stuff, like, it's literally just being, it's the same thing as a good thing. It's just been so fucking far removed from God, literally, because God, good, like, if you start to go do the etymology and these word families and trees all mean the same thing, but God is literally all, so that would mean that God is evil too. And so God literally, so, like, evil is literally God removed from itself. I've been evil. I can get evil and will admit that and show it. Like, I've been evil. But that is me removing myself from that wholeness. I've been removed from myself. I am splitting apart. And so I don't view evil just as darkness. Like, in order for light to show, like, you must have darkness, or light will lose value. You start to get upset about the light. So, like, in order, and that's on earth. So, like, this is an earth rule. So, like, there is a balance on earth. Like, there is a multiple coexistence of things and still a oneness. And so multiple things have to coexist because there is a oneness. And so, like, literally, and yet there is uniqueness. So, like, all these things exist and it's a oneness. So evil exists, but the problem with evil existing is that it is so far removed from itself. So that means that it is acting outside of itself. And the thing about being removed from yourself, when you remove yourself too far from, because there's levels to it, you can remove yourself a little bit, a lot, and the more that you remove yourself away from that wholeness, that coexistence, that uniqueness, and you begin to demonize, you begin to just operate out of a frequency that is, like, literally removed, you will literally wipe out your own existence. You will, because if you remove yourself from yourself, like, you no longer exist. And so that's why evil always destroys itself from within, because it literally, like, it cannot exist outside of itself that far. And so without that balance, like, it literally will cease to exist on its own. So, like, literally, you guys, if you really want to win this game, like, literally stay focused and grounded within yourself, which I call God. We are all pieces of God put together. It's a whole. And when I say that, I don't just mean mankind. I mean all animal life forms, all plant life, all existence on this planet, and elsewhere, because there's life forms all throughout the cosmos. So, like, literally, but anything removing themselves from knowing that and existing and being in that literally is on a trajectory to destroy itself. So I am, being very strategic and wise about what I'm going to respond to and how I'm going to respond to it. Not because I'm a punk, and I don't really care who thinks I'm a punk or coward. What the fuck you think I am? Because that's a reflection of you. But however, what I am doing is I'm being strategic and wise. Like, I am not operating out of my detriment fully anymore, because I'm literally I say fully anymore because I'm still learning and growing, right? I still got ways that I need to work on, and I'm okay with that. Like, literally, all I gotta do is be honest and truthful about it, and I'm gonna be okay, whether it's ugly or good. Like, I'm gonna be all right. Just tell the truth, tell the whole full picture. And if you can't tell it to somebody else, at least tell it to you and God. Because if you can't tell you the truth and God the truth, like, literally, who can you tell the truth to? So I say all of that to say, these last 6 days has been phenomenal. These last 36 years has been phenomenal. These last 2 to 3 years has been phenomenal. I am so fucking looking forward to what's to come. But I am also enjoying each moment right here, right now. Um, for all the masculine energy that is operating with this femininity, just know that you are loved, you are supported, whether near or far. We got this. I appreciate each and every one of us who is doing what is needed to do, whether I have met you physically or not. I appreciate you. I have been, even though my background, you have seen it, has been pretty fucked up in in a lot of aspects. I've been provided for in ways that I needed, and I am grateful. I am so fucking grateful. Like, I am grateful. It was just 2 days ago, like, some bullshit happened, and it doesn't. I'm grateful, baby. I'm grateful, and I still trust God got me. Like, I'm cool, and I'm thankful. I'm so thankful. And just remember, everything they taught you only is partly true. So, live your experiences. That's your research sometimes. Your own lived experience. That's your research. How you gonna trust what somebody else has experienced if you haven't even honored your own experience? So, like, be you, do you. This is day 6. I will see Instagram July 15th because I have decided that I'm gonna go ahead and break that fast when I break this fast, and I'm going to post the array of poems that have come out of me while fasting, and I am going to post a little video of me breaking fast on my 7th day. Well, I won't be breaking fast on my 7th day. I'll be breaking fast on the 8th day. I just wanted a full 7 days. So I'll be breaking fast on the 15th. And I'll do a video on the 15th. And it just so happened that it aligned with my 3-year anniversary of no sex with any physical beings. So, like, literally, I'm so proud of myself and the growth that I've done over these years. It looked messy. But it was definitely transformative. I had a message, I think, a day or two ago that, like, we don't, and I've already had this message, but it was in a deeper form. But, like, we don't realize that we're all going through different forms of metamorphosis at different times, and metamorphosis hurt. Like, when a caterpillar becomes a butterfly, you go through a metamorphosis and it hurts. So metamorphosis and development is the same shit. And so, like, we're all developing and metamorphing into something else. You started out as a baby, then you became a toddler, then you became an adolescent, a teenager, then an adolescent, and then like this adult. I think teenager and adolescent is kind of like the same thing, or either they put like young adult in that area. But then you become an adult, and then I think when people become adults, they think that it stops there. So when your body matures, you think that it stops there, and no, like, you're always going to be going through metamorphoses and transitions, and the sooner that you realize that these changes and things are working for your betterment, if you so do choose to go that route, which can take resistance, and it can also be to let shit go and go with the flow. Like, but it all depends on the situation and scenario. Like, once you start to realize that, like, this shit is happening, it's happening to you and for you. Because I used to say it's not happening to you, but it's happening for you. It's both. It's happening to you for sure. Like, feel your feelings. It's happening to you. But it's also happening for you. And once you feel your feelings, you'll be able to, get to the point where you can see the resolve. And another way I think about that is, like, feeling your feelings is the equivalence of it happening to you is the equivalence of, if you skip over that is happening to you, because some people will be like, just get over it, like, but if you skip that part, that's spiritual bypassing. You have to experience your experience. You cannot skip over that this is your experience and it's not happening to you. Like, you can't skip over that part. Like, this shit is happening to you. It can be rough, it can be painful, it can be tough, it can feel like it's gonna break you. It can break you, and for good reason. Like, it literally can break you, and in some instances it should break you, because you no longer need to be what you was at first. You're becoming something else while already just still being. So, like, literally, like, we demonize our situations, and we really can see it for what it is and how it is for us, but also get to a point of resolve and overcoming it, getting through it, and solving the issue so that it never happen again. It's a pain point, and so how can you make sure that pain point never happen again for you and also other people? So, like, literally, like, utilize every fucking situation for your best benefit. Take everything that's happening to you, all the experiences, and use it for your best benefit. Create something beautiful from it, and keep rocking and rolling, man. It's all sent here to teach you something. Even the shit that's far removed from God, God is still utilizing that shit until it ceases to exist. So never forget that, baby. Never forget it. God is all things, and until you learn how this world works, whether you figure it out through religion, groups, secret societies, whatever the fuck route you go in life, wherever you being called, spirituality, like, literally, that is the whole point of everything that's happening to you, is for you to learn life. And so keep going. I'm not giving no fucking thing that is so far removed from God power over myself. Do you understand me? And when I say that, I mean that. I'm not giving it power over myself. I'm gonna take every scenario and situation that come my way, that literally, as an assessment. I'm gonna take it as an assessment, and I'm gonna view where I need work in, and hone in on that, and I'm gonna congratulate the fuck out of myself where I'm doing great. So, day 6, we in this bitch, and we're about to end it. So I'm happy. Thank you, God, for it all.